Honorable Men Discord, Jim Jones versus Nas. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new, I would never cower.
As always, I appreciate everyone who's tuning in at this time. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Salute to all of those that have already hit the subscribe button. I appreciate all of you dearly. Let's get straight to it. Now, I'm going to make this very, very clear. All right? One, Nas is my favorite artist ever when it comes to this rap thing. All right? Two, I'm from Queens, so yes, there's some Queens bias behind it. But I'll be honest with you, even if I wasn't from Queens, being that I was raised pretty much on Illmatic, all right? Once Illmatic came into the picture, it was life-changing. I was like, who is this guy? How is he able to articulate himself this well on the mic and use the words that he was using, the language, the vernacular? Amazing, right? Now, I have some friends, well, I should say one of my friends who I'm always joking with. I tell him, listen, you're going to have to return your Queens card. You're no longer allowed in Queens because you're talking crazy right now. One of my childhood friends would love to say, right after Illmatic, no, actually, he'll say after it was written, he said, Nas fell off. Now, there's some people that will say that. Does Nas rhyme the way he rhymed on Illmatic or it was written? No. But to be honest with you, with the way times have changed, would you want to hear Nas sound like that now? Maybe for some, yeah. For others, no. But that's debatable. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Jim Jones, who was asked a question on Fat Joe and Jada's platform because there was a young guy who had a podcast who said something about Jim Jones being more relevant than Nas. And I'll be honest with you, Jim Jones on the Fat Joe and Jadakiss podcast did his best to be respectful towards Nas. He said, listen, Nas is my idol. These are things that he was saying. I'm paraphrasing. You know, he said, I was raised on Nas. You know, he did this. So he definitely saluted Nas. And then it got to a point where it seemed as though he started to say things to just cause viral moments. And then it got to a point where he was going back and forth with Shannon Sharp on Nightcap with Ocho Cinco. And it came across as though, at least Jim Jones tried to paint it, that he is in control of the conversation. And this was all just a build up to him doing Summer Jam. It went from that to, Jim is basically trying to paint the picture that, you know, this is all orchestrated. You know, he has ultimate respect for Nas, and he's just saying outlandish things to just gain viral moments, you know, Summer Jam, and just having his name out there. But now it's starting to turn into something where it seems like Jim has lost control of the words he's been saying, and it's almost as though either he's ashamed to retract, and so he just keeps going forward with the nonsense, or he's actually believing it. So let me get into this clip, which is a clip courtesy of Change the Game TV. I got to give them credit because this actually chops up all the several different interviews Jim Jones has been on and sums it up. And then I'm going to get into Benzino defending Nas, which I respect that. But I don't even think Nas needs defending. Nas's catalog versus Jim Jones, like, what are we really talking about here? And if anyone by any means stands on what Jim Jones is saying, I'll see you in the comments. Keep it respectful. Please explain to me how Jim Jones should even be mentioned with Nas. And I actually like Jim Jones as an artist, right? But to have him in the same conversation as Nas it's comical. But let's get into it.
You made a comparison with you and Nas, man. Why out of everybody you picked Nas, bro?
I didn't do it. What happened was these dudes out of Atlanta, Direct and Rain, they had spoken about Jimmy and Nas's name.
It's the difference between being in the game and being relevant.
But-
Jim Jones is more relevant than Nas.
And then that spiraled into Joe and Jada.
It started going crazy that these kids love me. They don't really know who Nas is. First time I heard Nas, I was in 10th, 11th grade at the barbecue.
Streets disciple, my raps a trifle.
Things have changed tremendously since Nas was hot in the 90s. He had a smooth wave, but it didn't carry over the way that we seen other artists carry over that was supposed to be in his position. He was supposed to be a leader but he didn't get to finish his mission. What I did for Nas probably never been done for him in his life. He's never been that viral at all, ever, ever. He's never been talked about.
Viral was Ether. Come on, Jim. Come on. Stop it, Jim. Stop it. Somebody stop this, man, please. First of all, there was no such thing as viral at the time when Nas put out Ether. You know, you just had to be in tune to mixtapes. And it wasn't even mixtapes, actually. It was still called mixtapes, but it was on CD. But you just had to be around during that time. And for those of you that were too young to even know what that moment was like, I'll tell you my story of that moment. When Nas dropped Ether, I'll never forget, I was on Jamaica Avenue in Queens when Jamaica Avenue had all the stores still open. Not how it is now. It's a ghost town now in 2025. Times change, things change. You know, but when Ether dropped, I was on Jamaica Avenue, and I remember hearing the beat, and it started off with the Tupac clip. And then I heard what sounded like Nas's voice, but I'm somebody who, at the time, had all Nas's albums on CD. You know, there was nothing that Nas put out that I didn't have. And then I also had a lot of mixtape cuts, DJ Clue, which DJ Clue was on that interview that was in this clip also, asking Jim Jones a question. But so I'm on Jamaica Avenue. I hear the Tupac clip come in first, and then I hear something that sounds like Nas, so I automatically stopped. I was like, what is that? Now, at the time, you know, on Jamaica Avenue, they would have like a lot of like the hat shops where you can go to get a fitted hat and stuff like that, and jackets. The Africans would sell mixtape CDs outside in front of those stores, so sometimes they'd have a big speaker out there, and they would be playing certain mixtapes to get, you know, catch your ear, and then have you come over, and then they try to sell you a couple mixtapes or DVD movies. So when I heard that come out the speaker, I was like, what is that? And they kept, you know, they continued to play the song. And so I started walking towards the speaker. And as Nas was rhyming, I said, what? I couldn't believe my ear. And then the more I'm listening to it, I'm like, yo, he's talking about Jay-Z. Long story short, the reason why I'm even bringing that up is because Jim Jones is talking about Nas never had a viral moment. That's better than a viral moment. Viral moments are, you know, people in their safe space on a phone, and things go viral on a phone. Digital moments, you know. Real life moments of having stories like that, or where you were when Ether dropped, that's the moments that matter, at least to me as a music fan, not just a hip hop fan, but as a music fan. Music, I think the issue with music now, unlike when I was coming up, I had an appreciation also for the music that came out before my time. So the artists like Rakim, KRS-One, Ice Cube, Salt and Pepper, when we're talking groups, MC Light. Those groups and those artists, I was aware of them. Rob Bass with It Takes Two. I know I'm taking it back, and I know I'm showing my age, but that's fine. The point I'm trying to make is there was still an appreciation to learn about those before the artists that I was familiar with, because it all mattered. It all mattered in the grand scheme of things, as far as, you know, the love for the genre, the craft, hip hop, you know. And I think there's a group of young adults that they really could care less to learn about the music before their time. And I can only assume that is what we're seeing right now with what that young man had to say, only because if he actually listened to Nas's catalog. Now, I know what he's trying to say. Jim Jones is more current now than Nas, which to me is crazy. That even, if anyone agrees with that statement, please, I'll see you in the comments. Because how is it that Nas in 2020 dropped King Disease 1, and by 2023, which in 3 years he was able to drop 6 albums within 3 years, and he did it with a fairly young, bright, and intelligent producer in Hit Boy, and it's like it came and went, and I don't think it really got the just due. Yes, he got a Grammy, his first Grammy for King's Disease, which I could talk about that all day. How is Nas, of someone of his caliber, just getting his first Grammy in 2020? But that's a whole nother subject. But in any event, he got a Grammy, which Jim Jones has never received a Grammy, as far as I know. So I don't understand what Jim Jones is saying. I know Jim Jones is just latching on to this whole who's relevant now, but it's really a disrespectful conversation, because it's just going to keep promoting people talking about the here and now. And it's almost like, what have you done for me lately? That's an old saying. What have you done for me lately? And it's like, so all the groundwork that a person did just disappears because you're worried about today, right now. When I was coming up, you cherished the old music just as much as you cherish the ones now. If anything, you cherish it even more for the times that they were living under whilst creating music like that. So, perfect example, James Brown. There's not an artist alive today in 2025 that you could tell me about and say they're more relevant than James Brown. Are you kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. Michael Jackson, Prince, all these artists, Whitney Houston, their catalogs are tremendous. You can't tell me about and that's not to say there's no phenomenal artists out there in 2025 that eventually will have a legacy of their own. But this is just crazy talk. All right, let Jim Jones finish in these clips, and then I'm gonna go into Benzino's rant on how absurd this is. And I agree with I agree with Benzino.
Like this ever in his life. The last time he was in some like this, when people were comparing, was when him and Jay was beating on him. You heard?
You made a comparison with you
and shame on DJ Clue for smiling while I was asking that question. You made a comparison with you and Nas. I mean, I'm sure it's all in fun, but come on, Clue, with all the exclusive tracks Nas gave you on your mixtapes, on your official mixtapes that came out, I think on whatever. Let me see what label that came out on. But Nas gave DJ Clue's tracks on his official mixtapes and his unofficial mixtapes, and there was a lot of heat for the most part, right? DJ Clue. Let me see what DJ Clue has. I don't know. This conversation is, for the sake of hearing what you all have to say about this, that's why I did this episode. But as a Nas fan, I'm just like, I wasn't even planning on touching it, to be honest with you. Because it's what are we talking? The Professional 2, DJ Clue. Nas, let me see. Live from the bridge. Let me see.
Professional part 2, put it down for you fake ass DJs and shit like that. Straight out of Cuba, all the way around the motherfucking world. Black.
I'm not even gonna play the whole thing. Why? Because I don't want a copyright strike. But you gotta be kidding me. Let me see. Was Nas on the first one? Oh, Queen's Finest. Okay. Listen. Nope. Didn't want to do that. Professional 3, Nas was on that one too. Yo, listen, young men, do your research, man. 1998, The Professional 3, DJ Clue, official mixtape album. It's saying UMG Records. That's not the label that came out on at that time. Yeah, so UMG Records, I don't believe that was the actual label it was dropped on back in 1998. I think that's a company that may have bought the catalog. But nevertheless, for those of you that too young to know. Do yourself a favor. If you really care about this music, this hip hop, go listen to the Professional 3. DJ Clue's Professional 3. Nas is going to start off the album. And by all means, when you listen to that record from start to finish, you let me know if Jim Jones is going to put out something like that. Now, granted, it's 2025, so you're going to say, oh, Nas can't rap on the type of beats Jim Jones raps on. It's not really Nas's type of beats to rap on. But just understand that Nas has a major legacy, and it can't be tarnished by a viral moment. So that's how I feel about that in this whole discussion. Nas's catalog is too strong. But let's get into this Jim Jones rebuttal by Benzino. And Benzino's cooking on this, so pay attention closely, especially as we get towards the end.
Enough. Like, enough is enough. Don't y'all see what the fuck y'all doing? Like, y'all really don't get it, huh? Y'all really don't understand how much this fucking internet shit is fucking us up as a people. Y'all really playing like, and this is to the adults, right? Or the ones who think they adults. How the fuck are y'all allowing this, man? Like, the internet, right? Social media, right?
DJ Clue, how you allowing this? How you gonna be there asking a question to Jim Jones with a smile on your face, as if Nas didn't lend his vocals to all 3 of your Professional series official mixtapes, not including the street mixtapes that were unofficial. All right. Now I know it worked for both of you. It was a win-win for the both of you. So Nas giving you exclusive heat for your mixtapes made the sales of your mixtapes. It helped raise the sales on your mixtape when you had a Nas song on there, especially when it's exclusive, something that wasn't on his albums. And it was, a win for Nas because it's even more exposure. But Nas would have received exposure regardless during that time because he was red hot. You know what I'm saying? But Clue, you could have said something in Nas's defense. Not to even get in an argument with Jim Jones, but you could have said something like, Jim, I respect you, but you and Nas is not a correct comparison. Say something, DJ Clue. Say something. I appreciate Fat Joe and Jadakiss. Jadakiss did more of a body language, I think, in that interview. He made a body language like, I don't know about that. And then Fat Joe had something to say before Jim Jones cut him off like 1,000 times. But I appreciate them for standing up for Nas too. But Benzino's about to go in, and I don't even think he has a direct relationship with Nas. And I appreciate his passion in speaking about this because it's so absurd. It deserves this type of passion when you really care about the craft like Benzino clearly does. So let's get back to this.
I've watched it progressively ruin the fuck out of our culture. I've watched it allow people now to disrespect the fuck out of people and calling it trolling. I've watched it, a person just post a picture of something and then all of a sudden a bunch of people come on there and clown and disrespect them. It happens to me on a regular. Like, what the fuck done happened to society? What happened to our culture? Y'all don't see what the fuck? Yo, man, y'all really don't fucking see what y'all are doing? Never mind the culture's being ruined with people, like, going at each other. It's a device, it's a tool being used just to disrespect one another. And now the era that we're going into now, all the sucker shit that people say to each other, all the disrespect, you're going to start seeing people's fucking faces get blown off because of it now. See, at first, people were going for it, but now you're going to start seeing one by one people's faces getting blown off because of some disrespectful shit that somebody said to one another. But this is what I want to talk to y'all about. Because, yeah, it's done ruined our culture. It's ruined the fabric of the people of who we are as black people. Like, what the fuck have we done to ourselves and nobody's saying nothing about it? Y'all really like this shit? And now, right, hip-hop. Let's go to hip-hop. This Jim Jones and Nas thing, right? I'm just going to use this as an example, but y'all are taking part in, like, really ruining the legacy of this fucking man. This man has a whole fucking legacy. This Jim Jones Nas shit wasn't even a debate. Okay, it gets cute at first, but it's getting out of control. It's getting way too disrespectful, and it's gonna cause irreparable damage to the culture. And let me tell you why. Nas is a fucking legend. Nas put in work. Nas's lyrics and what he stood for, whether it was from the streets or diving into the music that his father was a part of jazz, black culture, to doing stuff with the Marleys, to just basically looking at what he went through and trying to get our people together. And y'all want to ruin that? Look, no disrespect to Jim, but Jim's not even fucking close. The shit Jim says doesn't even make sense compared to what Nas has done for our culture. Hip-hop, don't you stupid motherfuckers know, you dumb, idiotic, want to be entertained. Look, first of all, right, hold up, man. Don't you understand that the natural balance of things is that, let me calm down for a second. You have people with talent.
Just real quick. The passion that's displayed by Benzino is the passion I grew up with. And I don't know if anyone, I don't know what passion flows through people these days, the younger generation, you know, I don't know. But this passion I identify with, and that's the kind of passion you want in anything. You want that type of passion if he was a basketball player, football player, if he's a lawyer, you want someone with this type of passion for what it is they do. Because you would think that it was directed towards him and his catalog. That's how much passion he has, and I respect it because it shows how much he cares about the craft. And for those of you that don't know, I was going to say Jim Jones, Benzino was an artist himself. He wasn't just someone who was behind the Source magazine. He was an artist himself, and he had a group called the Made Men. You know, Benzino's from Boston, but he's passionate about the music, and I gotta respect it. We need more people that are passionate and care about the craft, not just about what the music can get you as far as money and exposure and the women and all the wrong things and the cars you can drive. That's not what the music was about. The rappers back in my time, they spoke about the stuff that they got with the money, absolutely. But there was a passion for the craft, especially certain artists, particularly Nas. When you talk about Nas, his passion runs deep. And the guy has a lot of money, and he still talks about in-depth topics, you know. But let's continue.
You have people in our culture who have special abilities to entertain the rest. Not everybody is built to entertain. It's a very few who are dope in our culture, and we have to celebrate them. So now we get a device where anybody, no talent, nothing, no work put in, nothing, can just get on here and have a fucking word. So now the debate of Jim Jones and Nas is a thing for clicking comments for anybody all over the earth just to even entertain it. Are you fucking crazy? Y'all are ruining the legacy of hip-hop. You don't play with someone's legacy like this. Y'all know it's not even fucking close. Man, that shit gotta stop, man. What the fuck is the matter with y'all? He's one of the greatest. Hip-hop saved our fucking asses. We would be so fucked up without hip-hop. We would be worse. And now y'all want to use this device and the people that run it, who ain't our color, to help destroy legacies? This is what we doing? See, me, I had the Source magazine. I did amazing shit. I helped a lot of you motherfuckers. Motherfuckers whose careers, and believe me, it's not like it was just me, but I had a hand in helping the culture progress, move forward, grab niggas in the street to help put a light on them. Myself, Dave Mays, and the rest of the fucking crew. And y'all want to take this device now, this device that anybody can get on and anybody can say anything and anybody in the most, let me tell you something. I've never seen more clown shit in my life. More clown tap dancing, coon shit in my life than I have on this motherfucking internet. And y'all sit here and entertain this shit every second of the fucking day. This Nas shit gotta stop. We've already damaged our culture with this shit a lot. More than we've helped it, 100%. Ain't no fucking way. Now we're gonna start taking real legends and legacies and we're gonna start tainting them with this foolishness right now? Are you fucking kidding me? Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way. You can't play with legacies like that. You can't play with Nas's name and his body of work like that. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's not cool, man. Everybody fucking knows that Jim Jones catalog ain't got nothing to do with Nas. Why are we even entertaining that? Every fucking post is somebody, well, you know, Jim is more relevant than Nas now. Get the fuck out of here with that, man. A lot of you people don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. But because the subject matter is popular, then this is what's going to get you your attention. And then you see 600 comments, 1,000 comments, and now your dick's hard now. Yo, y'all motherfuckers are every 3 months, every 90 days, we are going worse and worse and worse into oblivion. Y'all are losing y'all motherfucking minds, man. This shit right here got y'all fucked up. Go ahead, keep on making this Nas Jim Jones thing a fucking topic. Y'all are stupid idiots. It's not even nothing to pay attention to. Why would you even pay attention to it? If anything, go listen to Nas, or even go listen to Jim. Music is to be listened to, not to be talked about. This is the most disrespectful, one of the most disrespectful shit that's happened to our culture is how much attention this Jim Jones and Nas shit is getting. It's one of the most disrespectful shit that's happened to our culture. But I'm sure y'all will find some other stupid shit to pay attention to fuck our legacy, to fuck our culture up, while the powers that be and the motherfuckers that's holding the strings are steady fucking laughing at us. Disrespecting us while they on their yachts and mega mansions. They give us the crumbs, and what happens? Niggas want to flex on each other. Our culture is in the... I know what you see on here, you think it's so slick. We're in the worst we've ever been. We're in the worst shape we've ever been as black people. Y'all done really let this motherfucking device take over y'all's souls, y'all's spirits, y'all's minds. This thing controls every fucking thing y'all think, y'all say, and y'all do. Now, do you think God wanted it like that? And y'all can't even help it. Y'all run to this and you stay on it all fucking day and entertain bullshit. You are soaking in bullshit. So what do you think you're putting out? Y'all need to be ashamed of yourself for even entertaining this Nas and Jim shit. Ashamed. But this is what a good example, and I want y'all to hear me, a good example of what social media is doing. Social media can take anybody who ain't shit and put them against somebody who's one of the greatest orators, speakers, rappers, men in our time. And y'all think that's cool? Y'all think that shit is like fly? Y'all done lost it, bro. Y'all done lost it. Y'all done lost the essence of what life is about, of what being black is about. They're winning. Man, get the fuck out of here with this shit, man. Enough.
Epic ending from Benzino. I agree with him on this topic. What's your thoughts? By all means, if you side with Jim Jones and think that Jim Jones is more relevant than Nas, I'm going to need to see you in the comments, and I'm going to need the links or the names of the songs that you're referencing, because I gotta hear it. I'm here for it. I want to listen to it. I also like Jim Jones, some of his music, but the talk of Jim Jones and Nas is outlandish and it's ridiculous. It's silly. But that's my thoughts on it, and that's my thoughts on this entire subject. I'm just here to hear what you all have to say in terms of this, but I'm Nas all day, every day. I think he's just a great artist. What he did with Hit Boy with the 6 albums in 3 years, incredible. But that's all I have for today. As always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I appreciate all of you that subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it daily. Continue to watch the channel. Continue to let everyone know that I drop daily content, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Take care.